Is that your phone telling me that we're live?
Yeah.
We are live. Let's see how this works. I have to double check the actual stream itself. Is that your phone telling me that we're live? Oh, yeah. It's okay.
We're live.
Okay, we are live. Hello, good morning, everybody. For those joining us, if you don't know who I am, my name is Sky. I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis, and today I have a guest live with me. They're not on camera. Sorry. Haha. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Amy Nobody.
Oh,
you
shoot.
probably
Hold on.
recognize me from.
1 second. I forgot. When you're here live, I can't have headphones because no one will hear you.
Oh, okay.
Let's try that again. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Nobody. I've joined Sky for several streams in the past. I was here for all the NaNoWriMo write-ins. I live just down the road, so it's not a big deal for me to impose myself onto her live streams. I'm a freelance writer working on my SEO certification. I don't use social media, and I don't have any fiction works to share. Most of my freelance writing has been expository. And that's actually why I've been joining Sky for these streams, is I'm working on my first fiction novel. And I don't have a title for it yet or anything, but my goal for Nano was to finish the draft, which I did not do, even though I did finish Nano. So now I'm trying to finish this draft by the end of the year.
How's that working? How's it looking?
Not good.
Oh, dear.
It's turning out to take me a lot longer to write them than I thought I would. I thought because my outline was so detailed that, and I knew what was going to happen next, it would help me go faster, and it is. But like I said, this is my first foray into fiction. I completely underestimated all the other areas of it that I'm just not good at. So it's taking a long time.
Yes.
I thought I would be able to write a scene, maybe 2 a day, and I haven't really been pushing myself, but I'm barely making it to like a scene a day. And I have 14 days left in the year and 21 scenes left to write.
Scrivener says I have 16 days left to write my project.
Well, I guess 15 because we do have 31 and today, so 16. Yeah.
Yep. Scrivener has a new feature. If you have the beta version for Windows or if you have the Mac version, you can set a deadline on Scrivener now. That's a new feature they literally just added on the 11th, according to my computer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's only been around for a couple of days, and I set the deadline for December 31st, and it says I have 16 days left to write. And my word count went up because I never finished my word count for yesterday. It auto-calculates your word count based on
Your
deadline, depending on how you set it up. Yeah. I actually like that feature. I thought that was really cool. It was actually the thing that I was really liking about Dapple.
Mm-hmm.
That was what was winning Dapple over for me. But now that Scrivener's added that, I'm switching back to Scrivener completely. Dapple was okay.
Dabble, if you can log in and work on your Dabble projects on different devices, like log in, if you know what I mean? If you can do that, that's a big selling feature for me.
Yeah, and it would. Because I did it from multiple devices. I just couldn't do it from the work computers because of the network settings at work.
Yeah.
It was one of the block sites. And it's like,
nope.
By the way, for those who don't know, my Nano prize to myself. Did you just drop your candy cane?
Yes.
Please pick up all the little pieces. If you have to use a broom, that would probably be best. My children are eating candy canes this morning for breakfast. Hi, Amy. Hi, Dana. Since I haven't said good morning to everyone who's in the chat already. Because I'm a horrible person.
We got another Amy up in the house?
Yep. Amy Tasakata. She writes MM, fiction, mafia, Japanese mafia, yakuza, as well as contemporary romance.
That's all way cooler than what I'm writing.
I have yet to read. I've read a couple of her short stories, but I have yet to read actually one of her novels, even though I have like 2 on my phone. New candy cane? I just wanted you to pick up the tiny pieces. Did you throw the whole candy cane away?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to get a new one. Only a couple pieces broke off, but she threw out the whole candy cane. Oops.
At least she asked before retrieving it from
Yeah, that would have been bad.
The bin.
Let's pull it straight out of the trash can and eat it. Have I figured out my Mac? I am still working on that. That's actually the reason I haven't had any new YouTube videos up. In fact, actually, I need to post a short video about the fact that there's not going to be any new videos up for the rest of the year because I gotta play around with video settings on the Mac. I have yet to do that. I haven't even tried. Huh?
I don't know if she's ever told you guys, but she names her devices after TV and movie characters.
Yeah.
And she reached out to us and we were chatting about the names and she came up with the perfect name.
Actually, don't let Amy lie to you. She came up with it. So we'd actually been talking about movies we grew up with only a couple days before I was like, I need to name this computer. And it's a Mac. So she was like, we'd been talking about the fact that we all grew up with Willow. And we were talking about our love for Mad Mardigan, even though he's an asshole. And then his friend Eric, who's less of an asshole. And how we wish that Mad Mardigan more had the personality of Eric. Or Eric was a dark-haired person because we apparently like dark-haired people. We're weird like that. So the Mac's name is now Mac Mardigan.
Yes! I love it!
It's amazing. So, yeah. Hi. What are you doing?
Did you officially name the device that? Like, is that what it says when you log into your networks and stuff?
No. It always pulls up my stuff. So.
Does it?
Yeah. So. I am still playing around with the Mac. I have not even started. I downloaded iMovie. That's as far as I've gotten so far.
You're being invaded by elves.
I'm being invaded by elves. You coming over here too?
Candy elves.
Candy elves? You're made of candy?
Yeah. No, I'm just eating candy.
Oh, okay. But
I'm Santa Claus.
You're Santa Claus?
Woo-hoo.
I'm a reindeer.
Cute.
I'm a reindeer. I'm Vixen.
That's my dog's name.
Vixen?
Vixen.
I wrote about Rudolph.
Yeah.
I can't be Rudolph. I don't have a red nose.
And that's well, you're Vixen.
Did you know that reindeer in real life, the males lose their antlers in winter? And so according to the pictures, Santa's sleigh is pulled by a bunch of women.
I love it.
I'm like, that's why he's on time, okay?
Women are not fake.
Let's face it, yeah, that's probably true. My husband can't get anywhere on time. I have more news about that later. I have more news about that later.
Oh?
Yeah, I'll tell you off stream.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're going to do a write-in today. Maybe we'll eventually get some writing done. I've got to get 3,060 words done today in order to stay on my word count to get my deadline. Amy talked a little bit about what she's doing. I am still working on Damned and Dangerous. I have only restarted this story like 3 times.
Yeah, you've been kind of...
Candy.
I don't want to say struggling, but struggling.
Oh, God, I've been struggling. Hi, Natalie.
Candy cane.
Or is it Natalie or Natalia? Or am I pronouncing it completely wrong? Anyway, I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong.
You maybe are.
I probably am.
Mm.
I'm not even going to pronounce it the way it looks like it should be pronounced because I'm pretty certain that is wrong.
I'm not logged into anything, so I can't see.
Gwen, want to be in here?
No, you guys need to go watch your show. Go watch your show. Leave Corbin alone. Go watch your show. Don't drop your candy cane on the floor again. Leave the birds covered. They're being quiet. Leave them alone. Shh.
Do not
Step
wake
away
the
from the cover. Gwen, I'm not kidding. Thank you. Go watch your show. All right. Oh, I did say it right the first time. Yay. So it's Natalie.
Cool. Hello, Natalie. Welcome to the Dragon's Den.
Yeah. That's what I used to call my channel.
I know. I
I still technically call it that sometimes.
I get
But,
those,
okay. So I'm working on Damned and Dangerous, which is a vampire hunter medium ghost story. It's weird.
It sounds cool, though. I've been helping her work on little things. Every once in a while, she'll come to us with a stumper.
Oh, God. I have a writing group with 2 other ladies, one who lives in Alaska and then Amy. And
Watch out for my cord.
go now.
Thank you.
Gwen, you have until the count of 3. 1,
You hear that tone drop?
2, I haven't had a made it to 3 in a long time. The worst part is I honestly don't know what I'd do if I did.
I don't know. You are in some degree of trouble that will be determined at a later date.
When I'm not live.
Don't make me calculate. Do not make me calculate the repercussions.
So yeah.
Anyways, you'll come to us every once in a while when you got a
Oh,
brain stumper problem
God.
with your story, and the story sounds super cool.
And with this one, I've had so much trouble with. I don't know what it is. I've never had this much trouble with a story before. Like, seriously, I've not.
I have a theory. I think that you said when you approached this project, you wanted to keep it smut-free. And I kind of think that maybe you're just trying to look at this project from an angle you're not accustomed to because you're trying to avoid something that naturally occurs in your writing.
Yeah.
And not that you're stumping yourself, but just that it's kind of a new path for you. And you just keep starting from the beginning when you realize you've reached a stumper.
Let's go with that theory. I like it. Because this is the third time I've
Personal
started
growth.
it.
And
This project was supposed to be finished at the end of November. And then I reset my deadline to the 15th of December because I was like, during NaNoWriMo, at the beginning of NaNoWriMo was when I restarted it the second time. Or restarted the first time. Oh, let me rephrase this. Okay. I started draft 1 at the beginning of October with the goal to finish it by the end of October. That didn't happen. I did the first rewrite starting at the beginning of November with the goal to finish it by the end of November. That didn't happen. That was my fault. Because I started over again. And then my goal was to finish it by the 15th of December. And yeah, now we're on draft number 3.
But now you know what not to do.
Now I know what not to do. And now my goal is to finish it by the end of December. And this time I friggin' will do it. I will do it. I've got 11,000 words into it already out of 60. I only have to write 3,060 words a day to get it done.
You need one of those days where you sit down and pump out like 10,000 words so that you can get ahead of pace.
Oh my God.
But considering work and holiday season and all that.
Work is killing me, man. Doing 10-hour days every day. The only day I get off is Christmas and New Year's Eve.
Ouch. Is that normal for holiday season?
Well, last year it wasn't. This year it is. So for those who don't know, I work for Dell. And I don't work for one of their actual computer companies because I still work for the manufacturing plant I worked for before Dell bought them. And Dell's policy is that their employees get the whole week of Christmas off.
Mm-hmm.
However, they've never had a manufacturing plant like us before. And our plant cannot be closed for a full week without losing a ton of business. So even though they did that last year and only people that worked for Christmas week were volunteers and they were closed completely on Christmas Day, this year, like, nope, we're not doing that at all. You're going to work. The only day you have off is Christmas.
Not even going to give you the option.
Not even giving us the option this year. It's not voluntary. Go watch your movie.
Time, but yeah, he looks a little irritated.
The 10 hours is actually voluntary.
You get a little extra around holiday
You
season.
work 8 hours. The 10 hours is voluntary. But I'm trying to quit, so kind of need that 10 hours. And there's going to be some days where I'm like, screw it.
Mm-hmm.
I already know it. It's going to happen.
But in the meantime,
10-hour days are killing me, man.
you're
And that's
still
why there's not
you're
gonna be
still
any
managing
videos.
to write, though. I mean, I don't even have a job right now. I still don't even manage to write but for a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
So you're still doing good.
Yeah.
I do not think I'm going to meet my goal, and that really upsets me for multiple reasons, all of which you know.
Yeah.
All of which YouTube does not need to know. But I'm going to try. I realized, I'm probably not going to make it, but that's not an excuse to not try. So if I try and I don't make it, I'm just going to give myself credit for that and not beat myself up about it. Because I won't be able to take my last course until the end of January anyways. So I still have until like January 21st before I have any other genuine demands on my time and my mind. So technically, I have until then to finish it without interrupting anything.
We'll have to check out the Scrivener website. So Windows has a beta version of Scrivener out, but if today's the 15th, today was the last day. Yesterday was the 15th. Today's the 16th. Yesterday, according to my computers, yesterday was the last day for the beta. So I don't know if that means that they're fully releasing Scrivener 3 soon, like today or sometime before the end of the year, or if something else is going on. Usually beta forms, the trials of the betas stop really soon before they actually release the full version. So maybe either sometime before the end of the year or January 1st, they'll release Scrivener 3 for Windows. That's what I'm hoping.
Hopefully.
Because if they do, you'll be able to set your deadline and see how much you have to write every day and watch it steadily get larger as you miss your word count, like I do.
I'm so looking forward to joining you in that horror. I hated that. On Nano, I love that the Nano site has that little calculator thing for you. They tell you pace, and they tell you what you need to do to meet pace.
Yep.
But it took me, I swear, like the first time I logged in and did it, a full 2 weeks to figure out what the hell was going on with that number counter. Because, you know, today I would do more than I needed to do, so my number count would be small. And I'm like, oh, okay, my number count is small. But then I'd log in the next day, or I do that many words the next day, and then my number would be off. And it took me forever to figure out that they count the day of as one of your days. So you could write, you know, your word count today could be 900 words. So you write 900 words and you enter them in. Well, now your word count calculator is going to say 700 words a day. But if you do not write 700 words a day today, they will count it, even though you already did something today. When you log on tomorrow, the number will not be 700.
No.
It'll be like 725, where you're still trying to meet that whatever. And it took me It took me a good 2 weeks to figure that out, that they're counting today as one of the days. So even if you've already met your word count, surpassed it, whatever you did today, tomorrow the number will be different because it's going to say that you didn't write anything yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why it works that way, but it does. So if anybody else is looking at it going, what the hell, that's what that is.
Yeah. Scrivener 3 is already out for Mac and has been for a while, but they had she has a real problem with that. But Windows had a beta version that I had on my actual computer before I got the Mac, and I was using it on that computer. But whenever you opened it, it would say that the trial ends on the 15th, and I had tried it on the various computers as well. And even though the trial start date was different for all three, the end date was still the 15th on all of them. So my theory is that they're going to be releasing for Windows soon. Scrivener 3 for Windows soon. It's already out for Mac, though. Hi, DL Tillery, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry if I'm not. I am horrible with names. If you watch any of my videos, you'll know that that's the first thing I apologize for in any videos where I talk about books. I'm like, I'm bad with names, and I'm going to screw it up. I'm sorry. Okay, so
my error was when I was a kid. I've always read at like a really high level, so I always read books with these real cool names that I couldn't say. So I would just say any version of the name in my mind that was acceptable, and that translated into, unfortunately, doing the same thing without even realizing it with real people's names. Like, you know, somebody's name will be Hillary, and my brain will be like, Hilarity, and forever I'll call that person Hilarity in my mind, even though their name is Hillary. And I've actually done that to people in person. It was embarrassing.
Oops. All right, so it is almost 10:30. You want to start the first write-in at 10:30?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Give us 7 minutes to finish running our mouths.
Yeah. Okay, so for those in the chat, it looks like we have several people watching. What are you guys working on today if you're joining us for write-ins? That we usually start well before now, but we've been just chatting, so oops. Let us know what you're working on today. Amy's actually doing, not you, Amy in the chat.
Okay.
Toscata. She is doing a interesting challenge that I might attempt in the future. She's trying to write 5K a day.
Ooh, I've heard about that.
Oh, man.
I wrote a little over 5,000 words yesterday, but I spent the entire day writing. Like, I mean, I got up and I cooked meals. I got up and did laundry, went to the bathroom, checked in on the chickens. But all day I kept coming back to the laptop every time I finished something. And I just barely made it. It was like 5,224 or something like that.
Okay.
For an entire, like, 10 hours worth of distracted writing. I'm trying to come up with a funny name for it. You know, like, for like real life writing. Like in real life, you write in between loads of laundry and dishes and cooking. And the cat knocked something over, so you gotta pick it up. Or the chicken tried to come in through the window and they knocked over my planter in the window. Now I gotta clean up dirt for 4 feet radius on the floor. You know, stuff like that. And I'm trying to come up with a funny name for it. Like real life writing, but something cool.
Don't look at me. I have no idea. I'm bad with names, remember? The reason I'm trying to write a non-smut book is just because it would be different for me, because every single thing I write has
a smidge of smut.
So, and this one probably will too. Let's face it, this one probably will. I just didn't want it to be in the first book. I wanted the first book to be kind of tame, like PG-13, and then we could get to the rated R stuff in the later books.
Yeah, we were joking.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
Just gonna be first base.
Yeah.
Second book is gonna be second and third base. Third book, we're gonna be home running it all the way.
Yeah, that's all I want. Okay, so what we got? Tasuka is working on her book Flowers of Flesh and Blood, which is the last book in her MM Mafia series. She's got 4 other books already released, so this is the last one. I haven't watched her she does daily vlogs about her 5K day challenge, and God, that I just can't.
More power to you.
When I'm not working,
just thinking about it.
When I'm not working, I know I can do that every day, any day of the week. On days I'm working, I'm lucky if I can get 3K, which is apparently my daily total right now. So that scares the piss out of me.
You're gonna have to do a vlog.
And she's doing that.
Vlog.
She's doing that around work. She's a teacher.
Wow.
So I
she's
love
gotta
it.
go to work.
I love
think
it.
all day. Come home, write, and think all day.
Yeah. Dana's working on Deception of My Mind. Let's see. Let's see. DL says 5K is hard, but can be done if you treat it like a job. Yeah. When I'm no longer working another full-time job, that's exactly what I plan on doing, honestly. Natalie's working on a nonfiction book. DL's working on 3 blurbs for 1 work in progress angel-based book series. Haven't read any angel books. Haven't read any angel books recently.
I've been doing a little bit of research about them because most of the characters in my book is gods from all the world's religions. So I try to, whenever I add a character, I do try to keep them true to form.
Childling of the Candy Corn. There is a book in the living room that is reddish black with very fancy white writing on the cover. Near the TV on the left-hand side. Keep looking to your left, closer to the bookshelf.
Warmer.
You're getting colder. Now you're getting warmer. Look down. It should be somewhere around. Oh God.
That book is black.
Oh, she got it. Okay. I couldn't tell them the title of it. They wouldn't have been able to get it. Okay. I need to do something later today. You just reminded me of that. I had someone else telling me about the fact that they had a story idea, a romance series idea dealing with the god, one of the gods. I know which god. But I was like, are you gonna put it just that? Are you just putting that pantheon in it, or are you putting all of the pantheons in it? And she was like, I don't know much about the other pantheons. I was like, I can help you with that.
What I've done so far is my 2 main characters are ones that I made up. So I don't really have, not I made up. That's a lie. I did not make them up, but there's not that much. Ooh, that's very pretty. There's not that much out there about these particular individuals because they're relatively new. So,
start on that page. It's got Greek pantheon, Egyptian, Celtic. If you just flip pages. Pantheon. God, we can't pronounce this word right.
We can't.
We had trouble with this word
the other night.
Okay, go.
Who's got a marker on it?
I don't know.
I bought that book used. It was whoever had it before me.
Like my
Ooh,
coloring?
see?
I have a gargoyle on my shirt. Let's see. It's
I
getting
love
stuck on my belly.
gargoyles. I love the mythology behind gargoyles.
Mommy,
I don't know if it can be seen.
do you like my coloring?
I'm very.
It looks very good.
I'm gonna switch. Yes, it's very pretty. Let's see. There we go.
The girl.
Gargoyle. Now I'm gonna pull my shirt back around where it actually belongs. Sorry about that.
This is mine. Mine.
So we got 29. We got 1 minute.
Yeah. Whew. 1 minute to talk about stuff. So yeah, the book I was pulling out is Solitary Witch by Silver Raven Wolf. I have several.
Now you're gonna have to link it in the description.
Yeah, link in the description as soon as I add it after the stream is over. It's
Mom?
backwards on my camera, so hopefully you guys can see it. Yes,
Mommy,
kiddo.
do you have any of these?
Gel pens? No, I don't keep gel pens.
And
My writing is too heavy for anything dealing with anything other than regular pens.
you don't have the glittery pens? And
I have a
gel
heavy hand
pens?
with writing, so I don't have any gel pens.
Or
The only gel
glittery
pen,
pens?
the only pen that's here that's gel pen is the pen that you guys forgot to put in her Libby's box last night.
Where is it?
Grace has it.
10:30.
10:30. Alrighty. Oh shoot, I'm horrible today. 20-minute sprint. As soon as I get my timer up, jeez, crikey, I'm not awake. It's my excuse. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do a 20-minute sprint now. So everyone write for 20 minutes, and we'll come back after that. And that is time. How'd everybody do?
I don't really know my word count because I finished that scene and then I moved on to this one. So I did okay. I concluded a scene even though I'm not sure what my word count is. Now I'm working on concluding this one. Apparently this one wasn't finished when I moved on from it. So I don't know about my word count, but I wrapped up a scene. Did something.
I wrote
How about you?
470 words.
Nice.
Yes. And that's with all the distractions.
Yeah, zoomy zoom.
Yes, yes, kiddo. What you need, 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 what you need. Love here. Mwah.
I need some.
I have no idea what she just said to me. How'd everyone else do? No, not right now. In this house, we have chocolate cake for breakfast, and we never worry about silly little things like brushing our teeth.
Candy canes, chocolate cake. You need some cocoa and some, what else am I supposed to see?
You
Something with cream cheese on it.
Vitals.
Did you say?
Go put that away. Go
My
put it
bad.
away.
I forget sometimes when you're around kids, it's smart just not to say something
You want something?
so that they don't get distracted. I'll take one. Thank you.
You want one?
No, thank you. No, you cannot have ice cream. Put it back. Sheesh. One kid comes in asking for ice cream. The other kid comes in asking for ice cream. No ice cream for you. Go watch your movie.
Is it lunchtime?
No, go watch your movie. Life happens, even when you're live.
We've got to get that. You need
I
a
have to-
banner.
I need
you
to
need
get-
to like
I need a
add that to your
banner.
YouTube banner. Life happens even when you're not.
All right. Dana drove to her mom's house. Amy got distracted. She only wrote 349 words. She said she didn't do a good outline for the last chapters. Totally hard to write them out. Natalie got 344 words. Chocolate cake sounds yummy, and ice cream crosses the line, though. Well, what if that ice cream is a Klondike bar? Because that's what they keep grabbing out of my freezer is the Klondike bars.
That's the best of both worlds.
I mean, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Pester mom while she's on a live stream, apparently.
Apparently.
So, I did have a little bit of a breakthrough with my story yesterday, which I already told you, but for the sake of sharing, I'll go ahead and share with YouTube and spectators. My story has a lot of, like I said, mythological characters and that kind of stuff. And in my mind, there's only so many of them, so they would all be connected. You know what I mean? Like, they all know about everybody else. So I was thinking they would all be talking to each other. If nothing else, you know, I don't like those people. I do like these people. Well, I had a scene where I had to introduce a character because I found a plot bunny that I did not see. And I needed to chop the plot bunny before it took away with my plot. So I added a character to be like a patch. Well, later on, I got to another scene and I was like, I have to add another character, which I already knew there was going to be a new person in this scene. So it occurred to me, I don't want to keep adding somebody new every time I get to this thing, because in my mind that would work, but I know as far as the story goes, that's just,
Too many people running around doing things.
yeah, and it distracts from the story. So I was talking to you about it, and I was like, I have this character who has to keep escaping from this situation, but I'm running out of reasons and ways for her to escape, because she needed to escape like 5 times over the course of 7 days, because my story only takes 7 days. So I needed her to get out like 5 times, and I was just struggling with it. And then it occurred to me, well, if I make that new character that I added somebody that's going to show up later on in the plot, all I really have to do is explain why he was there in the beginning, and you'll understand why he's important later on in the plot. It actually fixes why he's important later on in the plot. So I had a big breakthrough about my story, because as soon as I did that, I realized I could just connect some of these dots, tie up some of these loose ends, and make some of these what had originally been outside characters like spectators and people who knew what was going on and they were kind of getting involved just because they were curious, I was basically limiting it down to just the people that are actually involved in the plot. And then somewhere along the way, I realized that's what I'm actually supposed to be doing. My idea was to keep the story big because while this issue does affect the whole community, it's not the whole community that's actually involved in the story that I'm telling. They all know about it, but they're not all actively part of it. And I realized that by paring down my scope and by not talking about the community's reaction to what's happening and not introducing all of these random people who, in my mind, were just kind of checking in, like, I know something's going on, so let me just casually appear in this scene. And that's where I was getting some of my random characters who were showing up. By getting rid of that, I scaled down the scope of the story, but I feel good about it. I feel like I'm actually writing a better story because my characters are more involved with each other, and more importantly, they're also influencing each other more. Where I had it before, I was letting the outside characters influence this limited cast that's actually a part of my plot. And now, if I get rid of those outside people and keep it to my henchmen, they're more influencing each other, which I think is like a tighter story structure and ultimately a better story. So I feel good about it. Sky led me to it. She was like, well, what if what if it's somebody from later on and then they just conveniently disappear and that's how she escapes? And I was like, conveniently disappear? No, but we talked about this earlier on another live stream, I think, where I said something like, I need to figure out why she keeps escaping so much. Why do they keep messing up enough that she's just able to choo, 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 choo? And if I go with the limited cast, with the limited number of people, limited resources spread too thin, and then when you said them disappear, I was like, disappear? No. But if I do that, it's a limited number of people. They didn't disappear, but they had to go deal with this other thing
issue
happening. Then I pared down the scope of it, yes, but it's a better story. And at this point, only my lead bad guy actually gets to have like dialogue and influence the plot. But I kind of like the idea of making his henchmen a little bit more important, because he does actually only have like 5 or 6 people who know what's going on and are helping him. So I'm pretty proud of it. I've been bragging to everybody about the fact that I figured this out.
Yay.
So, yay for story progress.
Yay, progress. We'll do another sprint on the hour.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, God. Ow. Ow. Now, they said chocolate cake with crushed after eights as a filling would be yummy. What are after eights? I don't know what those are. Do you know what those are? I've never heard of that.
Where is she?
You know, that's a good question.
Because we're in Southeast USA and we have no idea what an after eight is. So I don't think she's Southeast USA.
Let's see.
And you're from Montana a little bit in your life, so
here, technically.
Here, technically?
Yeah.
I've been here, literally here, for 30 years. So
I mean, if we talk about where I was born, technically I'm from Germany.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Technically.
Technically.
But I was only 2 when we moved, so and then I've lived in North Carolina most of my life.
So you're from the Southeast
I'm
USA.
from the Southeast USA. I want to say I'm from out west, but I'm not.
You will be.
I will be from out west. So let's see. DL finished her first blurb. Yay!
Woo!
I always have blurbs first. I don't know why. Oh, jeez. I'm scared.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. She had a can. It was empty, but it got knocked over, and it scared me to death because I didn't realize it was empty.
And you're going right for your notebook.
It went right for my notebook. So man, like, oh crap! God, I'm so tired.
I think you have blurbs first because of the way you pants your stories. Your blurb is basically whatever that singular idea was that made you write this whole book.
Exactly.
So I think that's why you're good at the blurbs first. I got 1101.
Chocolate slices with mint flavored filling to eat as a snack.
Like Andy's mints.
Kind of like Andy's mints, it sounds like. Interesting.
My
Alright.
first thought it would be something weird like a Malteser.
Some wonder. We're going to go ahead and do a sprint now. I was going to say it on the hour. I said on the hour, but it's like 11:01 now. So we're going to do a sprint now. 20 minutes.
45 seconds late.
Oh, well. So go ahead and sprint now. 20 minutes. I'm going to mute myself again just in case you can't hear the TV in the background. And that is time. Sorry, I was trying to unmute it before I hit the timer. Don't know why.
My sentence, because that'll be my last sentence. Okay. Scene.
Cool. Same here. Well, not scene, but sentence. Remember math too.
Okay. I wrote 403 words.
I wrote 481 words.
Nice.
How did everyone
And I
else do?
finished my second scene.
Nice job. Woot. This chapter only has one scene. They're in a club. I like my clubs, apparently.
I hate clubs.
I have never been to one, so that's why this is an interesting scene for me to write. I've done
I've
enough.
never been to one like during peak hours. A few times I went in there, it was for meeting with them.
Okay.
So it was during the day. So I guess technically, no, I've never been to a club either.
Yeah.
I have been inside the establishment.
I've heard stories, and I've seen enough pictures to know how this particular club I'm using is laid out and how it works.
I gotcha. Okay. I thought you were about to say, and I know I don't want to go, but now I see you're talking about your story. My bad.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll have to check my messages in a little bit because I don't see any message, but that's probably because I haven't. That you messaged my page. Might be why it went off earlier. Ha 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 ha. Probably. I don't know.
Anyway.
What else? I'm reading through the comments. Amy's at 515 out of 5,000. You can do it. And Diella has almost finished with the second blurb.
Awesome.
Aye. Everyone's
Blurbs are
doing so
hard.
good. Blurbs are easy for me. Everyone says they're hard. I'm like, oh, this is the first thing I do. It's done. Do I have blurbs for these three, actually, now that I think about it? I don't think I have blurbs for these three books.
I know you have not asked us about the blurbs, so if you have them, you have not shared them with us.
I'm wondering if I have blurbs for this one. Actual blurbs.
Considering
I'm
how
starting
many
to think I
times
don't.
you had to restart this particular
Maybe I
story,
don't.
You might want to wait until after for your blurb, otherwise you have to rewrite it too.
I mean, the essentials of the story haven't changed. It's just been how that's just how I work. I know the beginning and I know the end. It's the middle shit that keeps fucking me over.
I'm the opposite. I always know the journey, but I have a hard time coming up with the inciting incident and the concluding incident. Like, okay, they're doing all of these things. They're meeting these people. They're learning these lessons. Okay, how did that start?
Yeah.
And at what point do you stop? And even one of the cool things about being a writer is, I don't have to stop. I already have ideas for the sequel. I even have ideas for the sequel.
The third one.
Yeah, I could turn this into a trilogy. I mean, I mentioned that to you the other night.
You did.
I've got ideas. And as a writer, you don't have to stop the story, but you do have to stop the book. So it took me, I think I've mentioned this before, but this particular project, because of my personal life, I hadn't been working or writing anything for several years now. And this is what I chose to get me back in the habit. And now I'm taking my SEO courses to change up my freelance offer, what I offer as a freelancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I love writing, but I'm kind of looking at the writing that I'm doing for everybody else, and they're like, oh my God, geeking out. And I'm like, I could be selling that shit for myself instead of letting them get away with it. But because most of my writing was ghostwriting as a freelance writer, most of it. And, but anyways, this is my first foray into fiction is what I call it. And there's a lot of things about it that I did not know that I didn't know. And now I'm struggling with it. And I forgot where I was going with that particular thought.
Train of thought derailed. There were no survivors.
There was no survivors. I have no idea where I was going.
No survivors. Oh, goodness. But
I'm here. I'm working with all the other cool writers. Feel like I'm doing something?
We have a lot of writers in the chat today. I'm kind of impressed.
I do.
I'm used to only having like one or two. There's like 4, 5.
Nice.
It's kind of awesome. I love it. We'll do the next sprint at 30 after, so we have about 4 more minutes. Let's see what's being said in the chat.
Oh, I remember what I said. I said it's cool as a writer that we don't have to stop our stories, but we do have to find a stopping point for our work. Yeah. And that is something I've had to work on. Do you have that problem? Like you said, you know the beginning
I know my
and
ending.
the end. You
Yeah.
always know what your ending is going to be?
Yeah.
Do you always end with that glorious defeated the bad guy, big fat kiss moment?
No, actually, I don't. It's really impressive.
Yeah?
Yeah, for final books, yes. But if it's a series, not always.
Yeah.
Not always. In fact, actually, in this one, my love interest is going to disappear out of the scene, actually. He's going to leave.
Oh. I'm all for some spoilers, so don't tease me. I'm going to ask
No,
you
he's
detail.
leaving. He's leaving. He's up and leaving.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's going to lead into the next book.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that I knew I wanted to do right off the bat was, I know I have 2 troubles with my writing. One is I have a hard time making my main character the leader of my scene in every scene.
Okay.
Because, your story is supposed to be about your main character. Well, my main character, especially in this project, is the person who knows the least about what the fuck is going on. So they can't really lead the situation. So I struggled to come up with a way to still make them lead the plot, even though they don't know what's going on. So I struggled with that. And then the other thing that I struggled with was, oh my God, I lost that thought too.
It's morning time.
It is. I drank my stuff. I should be okay. No, but
she had all the drugs. Not really.
I had B vitamins. I had all my B vitamins, damn it. Oh shit. No, they're obviously aren't doing anything for me. But anyways, I struggle with making my main character lead. And I remember what it was. I also struggled with coming up with a reason why all of my characters are actually working together. Why is it that these people who do know more bother with this main character who doesn't?
Yeah.
So it took me a long time, and that was what I realized when I finally came up with my inciting incident.
No,
I wasn't able to start this project until I came up with my inciting incident, and that was when I realized why these secondary characters would care at all about these main characters. So there we go. Wrapped that one all up and actually finished that thought.
With a minute to spare.
With a minute
Not
to spare.
less than a minute. 11:30.
Oh.
We're gonna do this next sprint. This might be our last one. We got started a little later today, so this might be our last one. So let's go ahead and write for the next 20 minutes.
11:30.
Boop. I'm not muting it this time.
Hold us more accountable.
Yeah. It's my niece and nephews.
Oh, that's so cute.
They're all adorable. I'm really hoping Leo has red hair so he can match all three of them. Or the other two. My mama's calling me. Why is my mama calling me? Mama, why are you calling me? Sorry, Mom, I'm going to ignore your call for right now. I'm a bad person. I'll call you back. I promise. Actually, I think I know what she's calling about. I will see when I listen to the voicemail. It's not bad. It's not bad. She's probably calling to ask about Christmas break for the kids.
Yeah. Yep, gotta get her grandma time in.
More like gotta have the kids help do stuff with the chickens and the chores. I did it growing up. It's their turn. I did it growing up. It's their turn. Here's the voicemail.
Music, so you don't get
Yeah.
in case.
Hey, girls. Did you guys turn it back up? Can you turn it down again?
Just in case.
Just a little. It's not Disney, so I'm not as worried about it. Disney's
will
really
crack that whip.
Disney's really the only stickler. Hey, that's Weird Al Yankovic. Interesting. Thank you, girls. I'm getting all of the messages now, I bet. I don't feel like driving to Cary just for Santa pictures. Thank you. It's an hour and a way. Hour and a half, depending on traffic.
Mm-hmm.
No thanks. Yes. Hmm? Yes. What are you doing, Gwen?
test driving?
I think so. Fine.
Jumping around in between my chair legs.
You and me.
And that is time.
556.
I have to calculate.
It's not bad for me.
That is really good.
Thank you.
So let's see. That's not it. What did I have?
Nice.
Mine's
That. Cool.
14. I wrote 597.
Nice.
I'm okay with that. So total, I have 1,548 words for the day out of 3,060. I'm actually hoping to hit 5K today, so I can lower that word count back down.
Oh, yeah.
Mwah.
Excuse me.
How did everyone else do? Amy's at 838
Gwen.
words out of 5,000. She's
Don't
really
set 'em on the
thinking
table.
she might finish the story today.
Nice.
Gwen, what her?
Ooh, he is hefty.
He is a hefty boy.
He is hefty. My cat is like a fourth of his size. No joke.
He is one of the biggest cats I've ever had. He's a hefty boy.
He's not as big as the biggest cat I've ever had, but he's a good, healthy size.
I don't remember how much Eeyore weighed, and Eeyore was definitely the heaviest cat I've ever owned. I think he was 15 pounds.
He was 16.
But every cat I've ever had has been tiny,
he was 16.
except for Eeyore
pounds.
and him. You never met Eeyore, so you wouldn't know. I'd have to ask Grandma. Grandma might know, because Grandma kept all that kind of information since she worked at a vet clinic.
It looks like he wants to enjoy it, but he just can't on general principle. That's how my cat is. My cat is a prick.
Second blurb is done for DL.
Nice.
Nice.
He was too heavy.
Second out, how many?
I think she said she
4?
3, 4. Everyone's doing so good, doing lots of things. The one thing I'm still getting used to about the Mac is the fact that the mouse controls for the
You
external
can't-
He's
mouse are
fine. Just leave him.
he's fine for a second. They're inverted, so
Inverted, like-
I have to scroll the button up to go down and
See,
down to go up. And I
this is
haven't. There's
complicated.
probably a way to change that. I just haven't figured it out because my this computer was the same way at first actually.
Uh-huh.
So, but I don't remember how we changed it.
Well, it's going to be number 1 on the list.
Oh, I'm trying to see. So 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 blurbs.
Nice.
Good job. Everyone's doing good. Everyone's doing awesome. Everything is awesome.
So we have how many days left in the year? 16, including today,
16, including today.
to meet our goals.
Meet goal.
I mean, how many you wrote?
I wrote 556 in this scene. I don't know how many are total.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Do you keep
Thank
track of
Total word count for the day?
Yeah.
No.
Go to try this. Go to project. I have to figure out how I'm going to do it.
I still have the not beta old version or whatever it is.
That's fine. I want to see if you have this. If you go to project, is there where it says writing history or something history?
No.
Dang, okay. Because I discovered last night that if I don't remember how much I've written total, this might be with the update. I can't turn the camera around. Crap. I'll screenshot it and send it to you.
Okay.
But it shows, this is how I knew that the update was happening on the 11th, because it probably was with the update, honestly. It tells the total for the draft as well as how many words were written that day. So if I ever forget, I can come back and look at the history.
I did notice something weird that I'm not sure if it's Scrivener or, something I did. But this is the project I was working on for Nano.
Okay.
And I set a project goal while I was working on it for 50,000. That way, when I got there, I knew I could verify.
Yep.
That goal only shows up on the scenes that I had worked on before I met that 50,000 word goal. Down at the bottom in the right, there's a little target right above my clock and time right there.
Okay.
I've got a little target. And generally, it's just the little target, and that's it. But on the scenes that I worked on that led up to that goal of 50,000, there's a little bar that tells me how much of the 50,000 words that particular scene was. It's fine, just leave him.
Interesting.
Yeah, but only on those.
Hmm.
And I just set, it was just a project target.
Huh.
So then I tried to change it to, I changed my project target to 100,000 words because I'm nowhere near it. I think I'm at like 65 or some shit. And nowhere near it. So I knew that that would be, you know, I wouldn't reach it anytime soon. I'd finish the book probably before I got to that target. And now the target bar is still not on, now it's not on any of the scenes. Like I know this was a scene, okay, let me see. That I worked on. Okay, yeah, now it's not on any of the scenes.
Interesting.
So
have you updated your project total or project goal?
Yeah, to the 100,000.
I
think when I had it set for 50,000, it knew which scenes, like I said, went into that 50,000 goal. But I don't understand why it would only show up on those scenes. I understand why it's not on any of them now that my project goal is basically reset.
Yeah.
I understand why it's not anywhere now, but it threw me off just to figure out why it was here and where. And then I realized that's all the work that I did before leading up to the 50,000 goal. And so I don't know how that works. I definitely like the look of your new updated word count, counter, all that stuff.
Yeah. Anyone in the chat, are you guys using Scrivener? And if you're using Scrivener, have you guys had updates where you can put, not using Scrivener 3, but Scrivener 1 or 2? Have you had an update where you can put deadlines and stuff like that so that you can see? Because I know Amy's computer is constantly telling her she has an update, but we don't know if that's her computer being weird or if it's Scrivener actually having an update or something like that. So I'm curious if, for those who are still using Windows version of Scrivener and not Scrivener 3, if you've had an update recently and can make deadlines and stuff in Scrivener. Amy Tasakata uses words. She has no idea.
Yeah. I thought about it. Switching over. That's what I had to do to verify. I couldn't figure out how to get all of this in one document except to export it. And I exported it to Word. And I put it all in one document so that I could copy and paste it from that into, what you call it?
When you compile it, that basically does the same thing.
Compile. Yeah,
Okay.
I used the wrong word. So yeah, all in all, not too bad of a morning.
No, I
managed to have multiple sprints.
I'm halfway to my goal, so daily goal.
Daily goal.
Manuscript sitting at
If you make your personal
12,500
goal
words.
5,000.
I can do it. Ribbit. I swear it sounds like a frog. I know it's not, but I swear it sounds like a frog.
Yeah.
All right, I think
12 is probably more people. Yeah.
Hey, girls,
Okay.
can you open up the door and check on Grandma? It sounds like she's here.
We might need to quickly wrap up this particular live
I
stream.
think we're gonna have to wrap up this live stream. Is she here? Okay, you can go invite her in. We're gonna wrap up this live stream, y'all.
Because I think real life is
'Cause
happening for all of us.
Real life
quick.
is happening. Life happens even when you're live. And it's 12 anyways, which is when we normally wrap up. I was gonna ask if we wanted to do another sprint, but my mom is outside and she's asking if I want to go to lunch. And food is starting to sound really good. So I think we're just gonna wrap up here. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about real quick before we?
That's your mom texting me.
Oh, my mom's texting you now?
She's in for a surprise.
I'm inside. You should totally text back and be like, I'm inside with Sky.
You'll see. Text back something like that. I see you. No, just to wrap up, I'm Amy Nobody, no social media to share or anything like that, working on my project. Thank you for having me, Dragon's Den, all that good stuff. So, yeah.
All right. I'm Sky. My channel is SD Haggis because my personal channel that I never post to is still under my actual name, Sky. So, for those who are confused, that's why. We won't talk about the videos that are on that channel, honestly. We won't. They were from when I was in high school. Just ignore them. I was a stupid teenager. But yes, thank you for joining me. I usually do videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday. However, for those who are new to my channel, I am now using a new computer. I'm actually using a Mac now, and I'm still learning how everything is working. So there will not be any new videos until after the new year, and then I'll be basically playing catch up with everything I've been filming but haven't been editing. So yeah, the only thing that will be happening for the rest of the year are the live streams, and my live streams are every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. I am always welcome for people to join me live if you want to, so just let me know, send me a message if you want to join me live. Amy has been here live in person for the past couple of sessions, actually.
I was here for pretty much all of November with the Nano write-in.
Yep. So you're welcome to join me as well, but we will talk to you guys later and see you next week. Bye.